After getting absolutely mollywopped versus the New York Rangers, the New Jersey Devils came out in a ton of press conferences and completely embarrassed themselves. And the things that players like Jack Hughes and head coach Lindy Ruff said is going to boil your blood. But make sure you guys watch till the end because there's so much wrong with this New Jersey Devils franchise that we need to talk about, and everything wrong with this Devils team that has led to so much unfortunate this season. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new for more hockey content just like this all throughout the year. I wanted to make an announcement before we get into the video as well that we're going to be doing a sick jersey giveaway. I haven't done one of these in a while, but now is the time. Thanks to Sleeper Fantasy, we're going to be giving away this unreal Chris Chelios Chicago Blackhawks signed jersey. This thing is nuts. With Sleeper Fantasy providing the jersey, it's actually super easy to enter this giveaway, folks. All you got to do is go in the description, click on the link, and join Sleeper Fantasy. And on your first deposit of $10 or more, use promo code GRAV and you'll be automatically entered. A mint condition signed Chelios jersey like this goes for $200 or more, so you'll want to get on this deal quick. And of course, we can't talk about Sleeper without putting in my picks for today. And I got a couple of simple choices as well for today too, with Johnny Gaudreau and Gabe Vilardi both more than 0.5 points. All you guys got to do to win big is to pick more or less on different players. Today I'm putting $10 down to win 25 on these two guys. With Vilardi, he has 8 points over his last 3, Gaudreau as well as 8 points over his last 5. This one is easy money. So again, guys, go to the description, join with my code so you can enter the jersey giveaway, and thank you so much to Sleeper Fantasy for sponsoring today's video and sponsoring the jersey giveaway as well. And for everybody that joins with the code, thank you guys so much. It helps the channel, and you could get a free jersey from it too, so not a bad deal there. Now, folks, I have waited to rant about this New Jersey Devils team for the longest time, and I finally have the best opportunity. After an embarrassing loss versus the New York Rangers, I think it's just time to lay into this team. Really, this loss versus the Rangers was the cherry on top of just how bad this Devils season has been and really exposed almost everything wrong with this team. You have 10 minutes into the first, a home game versus the Rangers, which was 70% Rangers fans in the stands. Mika Zibanejad just walks right in for the power play goal, uncontested. Not only do they just let Kreider make an incredible pass, Mika Zibanejad comes right in for the fake. They intercept the pass, yet still somehow fumble everything, and of course, they're not able to make a save either. Somehow, though, it got worse in the first with a 4-on-4. You'd think the Devils would have kind of an advantage here with some of the flame drivers that they have, but absolutely not. So they have a face-off here in the Devils zone, and of course, that never really ends up well. But you see here, just Luke Hughes, abysmal defensive play. I mean, he's never been the greatest defensive player in the world and has had some big lapses in judgment. I'm just thinking back to the World Juniors when he was the guy there, but this was incredible. The way he was just able to give it completely away to Alexis Lafreniere, and he buries it, makes no mistake, and it's 2-0 New York. The Devils had some embarrassing moments. They had embarrassing moments letting up the 2-0 goal, but this was the most discombobulated they've looked in a long time, which is saying something. How they allow this chance is asinine to me. It doesn't make any sense. They are completely uncollected as a team, and right at the end of the second period, to continue the bleeding, the Rangers would cycle in the neutral zone, and right ahead, Trocheck is just able to spring Lafreniere, who goes by. This is an incredible, insane goal to give up. I mean, Lazar was not covering his guy, but at the same time, Lafreniere isn't the speediest player in the world. But you allow Alexis Lafreniere to come up and look like Connor McDavid somehow, yet the Devils' defense is finding a way to make that happen. And poor Daws, man, even though you'd want to see saves in these situations, his defense is just giving up cookie after chocolate chip cookie. And what is he supposed to do? After this embarrassing loss to the Rangers, though, the Devils after the game would have some of the worst quotes altogether I have pretty much ever seen. It starts with both Lindy, Ruff, and Jack Hughes disagreeing on his health. Jack says after the game that he's completely healthy to play. But then Lindy Ruff was asked about Jack's health, and he said, I don't know if anybody's 100% at this time of year. Ruff said about Jack's health, we got other guys injured too. Is he 100%? It's not 100%, no, but he's doing what he can to try and help us win a hockey game. So basically, Lindy Ruff just admitted that their superstar franchise face is playing unhealthily. He's playing injured, and he's not right now. And I get it, New Jersey's in the playoff race. I'm sure Jack wanted to play, but he does not look 100% healthy. healthy, that's for sure. Sure, that goal right at the end of the game was nice, but his point total since coming back from the injured list aren't too pretty. James Nichols says, since his return to the lineup, Hughes has 3 goals and 6 points in 8 games, saying that almost any NHL player would take that, but in Jack Hughes' case, obviously, it's still pretty disappointing. And even with those point totals, he hasn't looked completely 100% healthy, and Lindy Ruff is telling the truth, he doesn't look healthy, that's for sure. But Lindy Ruff continued to have some choice words after the game. Ryan saying Lindy Ruff listed excess pressure from reporters asking questions as one of the reasons for the Devils' power play struggles of late. The Devils are 2 of 46 on their last 14 games on the power play, and Lindy Ruff said this: I imagine you've asked every player, now they're feeling it, and you guys are creating excess pressure, Ruff told reporters. Us as a staff will go through that power play, we'll change things up. We met with individual groups tonight, as opposed to when you meet with all 10 or 11 of your guys. We'll go through the whole thing again and just try to get better. So Lindy Ruff blamed the media for the power play not working. I'm sorry, you're in New Jersey, dude. Have you seen the Toronto Maple Leafs media? I mean, I can't even believe this. I mean, New Jersey is in a position where they need to be asking questions. They need to be putting pressure on the team. Have you seen the on-ice product? It'd be a sham if they weren't putting pressure on this team. Again, as Ryan points out, they're 2 of 46. That's not just, oh, we'll work on the power play. We'll focus on it a little bit. That is cataclysmically bad. And the fact that Lindy Ruff is pointing the blame immediately on reporters, give me a friggin' break, dude. Jack Hughes also had some pretty choice words after the game, really pointing to that locker room just not really being on the right page, saying we've got to digest tonight and then we got to wrap our heads around changing our attitude and really believing in ourselves, who said Hughes, who scored the Devils' only goal. Not just talking and saying that, but actually doing that. And the fact that Jack Hughes has to say this, who's even on the Devils, who are an especially young team, one of the younger players on the team, having to say this about belief in the room not being there before, that the attitude's not right, it's pretty rough. And as Ryan puts it, Lindy Ruff looks like he's out of answers. That's putting it lightly. Lindy Ruff looks absolutely lost in so many ways with the direction of this team, with the core of this team, with the mentality of this team. It's all completely wrong. And if the Devils were a respectable NHL team, they would have fired him a couple months ago. They would have fired him this morning. The fact that they haven't already is just embarrassing. I'm sick and tired of this Devils coaching staff, of this direction of the team, and just making excuses constantly. This team, sure, hasn't really been too healthy this year. Sure, the goaltending hasn't been too great this year either. But you need to win games. You need to be a collective unit, and that's something New Jersey just has not been this season. Sure, losing Dougie Hamilton hurts, but you have Simone Nemec coming up in a fantastic role, and offensively, at least putting up some pretty great numbers too. I don't care about the excuses. New Jersey should be past excuses. They should be one of the best teams in the NHL. Every team goes through injuries, and even though New Jersey has had a rough spot with it, it doesn't matter. Are you a real team? Are you a real contender or not? No, I would say early in the season, goaltending especially was, sure, holding them back. Vanecek was looking absolutely awful, and you can see season-wise, it hasn't been incredible either. In 32 games, he has an .890 save percentage. After having a pretty good regular season last year, Vanecek wasn't up to the level he needed to be. But really, over the past couple of months, we've seen a turnaround. Although they haven't been incredible by any means, I think New Jersey's goaltending has been fine. It's been okay, and that should be enough for New Jersey to be a good team. Yet, to me, I think some of those issues with the goaltending were kind of masking the issues, kicking down the can. The thought was if the goaltending improved, that New Jersey would automatically become a better team, and they kind of have, but it masked some of the issues that they already had with the defense and the coaching that were there, even when the goaltending was struggling. In fact, for Vanecek, he has a .907 since the new year in 9 games. He even got Nico Daws, which since January 1st has been kind of hovering around a .900 save percentage. Not as good as Vanecek, but still kind of around NHL average, which is insane. But you want to know the Devils' record since January 1st? Well, it says right here, 24th out of 32, 9, 10, and 2. Even though the goaltending has improved, it still hasn't improved this New Jersey Devils team, which is the most damning statement on this team so far. Because guess what? Goaltending wasn't the only issue. It was defensive play, it was aggression, and it was, well, coaching in Lindy Ruff. As a Dallas Stars fan, I know very well the Lindy Ruff experience, and at first it goes very well. The offense is absolutely tantalizing, and it's just so much fun to watch. I mean, Lindy Ruff hockey, when it's at its best, is so entertaining. But when it's at its worst, when Lindy Ruff starts to outgrow his welcome, you really start to see the defensive warts that he's implemented on the team. It took years for the Stars to reinvent themselves and come back to this defensive style of a game completely, and for this New Jersey team, I'm seeing the exact same issues. Lack of defensive aggression, lack of complete team buy-in defensively. Don Tortorella has said in the past how defense is a mentality for different NHL teams, and for New Jersey, the mentality is that it doesn't matter. Look at where this team is right now. Since January 1st, in terms of 5-on-5 expected goals against per 60, Devils are right now the 5th worst team in the NHL. That's how bad defensively they've been. They've been in the range of the Blackhawks, of the San Jose Sharks. They're right up there. And the fact that we're seeing this Devils team finally get some goaltending, but crap the bed immediately when they get it is just insane to think about. Some of the blame has to be put on some of the defensive players that have kind of regressed this season. Jonas Siegenthaler, I think, has taken a step back, but especially John Marino. He was a great player for New Jersey last year, was so pivotal in so many different roles, playing big minutes for them defensively, and with the way he was able to skate, the way he was able to puck move as well, was instrumental in playing that dual threat game as a D. John Marino was fantastic last year, and I thought was one of the main reasons why New Jersey resurged in a big way. It was a fantastic trade too, but this year, it's been awful. That's really the best way I can describe it. I don't know what's really changed with Marino. It's hard to really tell, but it just feels like so much is going wrong for him, that he's just not as quick as he used to be. His head isn't as there as it used to be either, and it just kind of feels like a disaster season for him in the end, which has really hurt New Jersey, especially since, of course, Dougie Hamilton has been out for as long as he's been. But you also look at the forwards, and I think this might be a problem with just how the roster is constructed too, in just there's not much defense here. You look at Jesper Bratt, and of course he's not going to bring much defense for you. Jack Hughes, obviously, not too much either. Timo Meier has been a disaster this season, but I feel like he's also been a player that has never been 100% healthy or even close to it throughout any of this season. You even got Tyler Toffoli, who's here to put up goals, here to put up points, but obviously defensively is not going to give you much, which has really made Nico Hischier's job that much more difficult. Last year, he was a true Selke contender. He was absolutely unbelievable. But this year, he's had to be relied upon so much to carry the forwards defensively that his defensive game has taken a step back, that it has regressed, and the results have just not been there. He has just had to be overworked completely, and I think you've seen that just take a toll on the entire team. This system of loosey-goosey defense has, I think, ran its course, and even though there has been some positive aspects, the possession metrics, and especially last year, the way they were able to drive the puck really led to some big success, but they are not built right now to really compete defensively. They are not built to be able to withstand that. I think you're seeing those holes exposed as we've seen some injuries, and again, the inconsistencies rise up. The fact that they're keeping Lindy Ruff out there to say ridiculous things like that, coach a team that is not playing winning hockey, shows how unserious this Devils franchise is right now. And until they can get serious and fire Lindy Ruff, I'm not going to take them seriously, and neither should you. You also just look at the playoff race, and according to Tankathon, they have the 10th hardest schedule remaining, and look at where they are right now. They're in the exact position as the New York Islanders, who also kind of feel dead in the water, but they're in a worse spot than the Washington Capitals, who have the same amount of points with a game in hand. You got Tampa with 5 more points, you got Detroit with 6 more points, and that's just in the wild card race. For New Jersey, sure, there is time to make it up, but even if they do make the playoffs, I don't see them going anywhere. With the style of game they're playing, they're going to get demolished in round 1 easily. And it really is unfortunate because I thought this team had so much potential this year, but it feels like it'll just have to be a reset next year. At the very most, maybe they're able to trade for some more assets. Maybe they're able to get a new coach and instill some defensive system onto this team, or else next year might just end up the same way. But I wanted to get my rant out there about this Devils team that has disappointed me so much this season. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys disagree and disagree with my thoughts today? What do you think New Jersey should do to fix the team? Should they go after a goaltender? Do you think that'll solve everything? Do you think they should go after a D? Do you think they should fire Lindy Ruff? Let us know all your thoughts down below. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more breakdowns just like this all throughout the hockey season. And of course, click on this card for all of my trigger content right in one playlist. My name is Nathan, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great hockey day, and goodbye.